W snack cake salesman in all of North America. From Miami, Florida to Vancouver, British Columbia, nobody sells more Swiss rolls, fudge rounds, or nutty bars than him. My family is incredibly proud of this fact. We tell it to strangers, to the cashier at the drugstore, to the respective husbands of our nieces. We whisper it in church. Did you hear about Billy? Yeah, he's the little W snack cake salesman in all of North America. And I will never write a poem that will ever come close to the grandeur of that. So you won the Nobel Prize, did you? That's nice. Did you hear Billy put 600 cream pies on the rack of his shop and save in 3 days? That rack was freaking empty. Why? Is art the first class to get cut by any public school? Why are music rooms empty in junior highs from New York City to Nashville, Tennessee? How can you burn CD after CD after CD while filling your tank with an infinite amount of gas? Like the war is worth funding, but music isn't? Our culture is a prison. The only one with the key is little Emmy Jones, covering every inch of her standardized test with the best #2 pencil version of A Starry Night anyone has ever seen. And yes, there is a hummingbird in her chest. Its wings are beating 80 times a second, but the second you realize that Dr. King did not write a speech called I Have a Dream, he wrote a poem called I Have a Dream. And I don't know if God will have a purple heart, but I know we have a bow we could pull above the strings of a combat boot and make it sing. Like the eyes of a 7-year-old boy staring down the barrel of apartheid's loaded guns, screaming for the right to write stories, to sing songs in his mother's tongue. Point me in the direction of glory. I will run towards a tiny hand in the most wounded corner of Palestine, dipping a brush into a can of yellow paint, to paint a feather on a wing on a wall that is so tall only yellow birds can escape. And when they do, they carry the hearts of little girls on their backs. And when their wings flap, they make the sound of anthems being replaced with sky. I swear I could see their shadows pass across your glowing face. The night you said you have never given birth to a child, but you tear every single time you write a poem. We are growing our future with every borrowed pen. I pray tonight we could write a rain that would fall like the tears at Folsom State Prison the day Johnny Cash smashed his guitar over Apathy's head. The way Frida Kahlo in the prison of her own body had whole years where she could paint nothing but red. But she painted to the bars and the locked cells of her pores, the same when saxophones in New Orleans played music underwater, knowing some of those notes would rise up to the air, carrying people and hope to shore. Y'all, I don't believe in the godliness of steeples, but I believe in the stained glass and every key on every organ that is desperate for light, because we are desperate for life. For the sight of a captivated audience, refusing to be held captive in the thought that they can only listen and watch. Picasso said he would paint with his own wet tongue on the dusty floor of a jail cell if he had to. We have to create. It is the only thing louder than destruction. It is the only chance the bars are going to break. Our hands full of color, reaching towards the sky. A brushstroke in the dark. It is not too late. That starry night, it is not yet dry.